Hi everyone, welcome to the Pocket Dragon Pub. My name is Tadhana Joy, and I will be your game master. Today we are playing Good Society and telling the story of the secret ways of love and magic. I'm excited to tell you a fantastic story with this incredible table. Let's find out more about our storytellers, shall we? I'm gonna pick DJ. You.
I love getting chosen first. It's great. Hi, everyone. I'm DJ. I use any pronouns. And tonight I will be playing Reyna Lourdes, who uses she, her pronouns, by Countess Reyna Lourdes, just to be clear. Yes. Can't forget that. Ronan.
Hi, I'm Graphical Ronan, also known as Jason, he, him. I'm playing Cade Nomanson. Also he, him. He is a self-made man looking to fill a rather large hole in his heart. Let's see. Danny.
Hey, everybody. I'm Danny Mendoza. He, him. I'm playing Mateo Luna today. Also he, him. Who is the scandalous prodigal son of an old family, deeply entrenched in the politics and history of Cardinal, who is a recent widower and father to a toddler who's just come back into town to see if he can figure out the next phase of his life.
Please popcorn my heart.
Yes. Sorry. Popcorn. Vixie? Can I popcorn?
Yeah, sure. Hey, everybody. My name is Vixie Bell, and I'm your friendly neighborhood player at the Pocket Dragon Pub tonight. Super excited to be here. I will be playing Emmeline de Quiroga, a modiste who is determined to live her most independent life with her cat, Mr. Kensington, and her assistant, Marianna, except for the fact that Marianna decided to screw with her reputation. Good times. Good times. Thanks, Ariana. Anyway, I'm going to popcorn it over to Neon. Hey, Neon.
Hello, I am Neon Saline, they, she pronouns, and I will be playing Lune Dali, who is the child of Duke. They have any pronouns, so they're running around being a gender fluid menace, throwing parties and getting into everyone's business.
I love that. Thank you all for joining me at the table today. Are you guys ready to play a game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so last we left off, you guys are all gathering to witness or participate in the presentation ceremony. It's basically a ceremony where everyone who is just coming onto the marriage market are showcasing themselves as worthy partners, basically saying, I'm ready to marry, come at me, or I will come at you, or something like that. The goal is to impress society and, of course, to catch the eye of the icy Queen Mother. To those who are seeking high-ranking, wealthy marriages, it would be an immeasurable boon to have her favor. But of course, really only perfection catches her eye. Next to the Queen Mother, I imagine it's a very long rectangle building. There's this long stretch of crushed green velvet that leads up to the Queen Mother and the Crown Princess Imen. Her tall figure is like draped in like this ethereal white shawl. It's like opulently beaded in pearls that flash all manner of jewel colors. Dress underneath is similarly white. It's very contrasting against her dark skin. And she looks as equally bored as her mother. As we get closer and closer to the release of those anxious to debut, the audience is excitedly whispering amongst itself. It's like there's a buzz brewing. Cade, at this point, you're probably making your way amongst the audience. But among these new faces is probably someone who is very familiar with this proceeding. Mateo. Are you amongst this crowd? Or are you, like, not here? Like, I would like to know.
Unfortunately for Mateo, he is in the crowd. This is part of the
Unfortunately, yes.
return to this place. Mateo has no interest in marrying anyone else. Maria Alejandra has been buried maybe 6 months. He's just returned to town. His daughter is somewhere around here, wherever they allow the children to be, not next to him right now because he was told that she could not be next to him in this moment. He is scanning the crowd, looking for someone who recognizes him, who does not look at him with disdain, or someone who doesn't recognize him at all, who he could maybe try to make some small talk with to get through the time that he has in this place.
Are they dressed for the occasion, or are they like playing it down? They look like
Very similar to what you see me wearing here. Gold is associated with the Marquesa and Marquesa, his parents, so he's wearing a bit of that. Black to reflect his mourning. He does have his hat on that he's been traveling with, but if he is yelled at or glared at sufficiently, he can be convinced to take the hat off. It's a little bit of rebellion where he's currently hanging on to right now. And there is a glimmer to him. The pieces look a little nicer than those who may know the rumors about him would assume, given that he was disowned and has just come back to town from who knows where, having done who knows what.
I will say, I do think that your mother, who is quite a bit like, even she's quite a bit shorter than you, but her glare is heavy as she sees that you have a hat on. But you do that, and I think she takes your arm and like pats it, just like in a very like, yes, good.
How long do I have to be here, Mama?
Until everyone is done.
Thank you for your help with Papa. He is ever himself, is he not?
Your father is reliable and unchanging.
As the
But
stone.
You should understand, you're a father now. Reliability is good.
Reliability is something that can be good. It is something that, in some ways, I want for Alejandra, as you know.
Yes. And I think as the conversation dies down, and like everybody, I think your mother is, I think she also is starting to just, she says that and then she starts to judge other people's dresses.
Typical. Yeah.
Neon, are you at this ceremony?
Oh, Lune is absolutely here.
Fashionably late? Early on time?
On time, because they wanted to kind of take in the sights and see what had changed since they had last been here. And we're mostly interested in seeing some of their old friends.
Yeah, as you are, you kind of like, you're on time, so you don't have to like do the kind of like squeezing into a place like probably maybe Kate does, or like standing in the back. You are kind of like straight exactly where you want to be. You see that there are old friends here. One of them, the crown princess, right in center, looking as she always does, stoic and a little bit mean. As everybody gets situated, of course, the procession does begin. Young men and women are equally introduced to Queen Delma and Princess Imen. The doors open and the herald calls out their name of the debutante, the who's presenting them, and whatever title that presenter might have associated with them. It's alphabetical order. So there's like people in between. There's like one of them is like triplets, who one of them like fraternal triplets, who one of them is like has like this really long dress on. One of them and like she steps on the coattails of her brother, who then they all just kind of fall all together in like a really weird domino effect. Both Princess Imen and Queen Delma are like, that was atrocious, get out of my sight, but only with their face and none of their words. You will see that there is a routine that these debutantes do. They will basically walk down, be beautiful and stunning, show off to everyone that they are here and ready to get married. They will bow very, very deeply and then walk back the way they came, not at all turning their back towards the queen or the princess. So they just kind of like stare at them directly as they walk backwards, and to do so elegantly. But as everyone, all the various debutantes come up, Tabitha, Lourdes,
I knew it.
the herald calls out, Miss Tabitha Lourdes, presented by her father, the Right Honorable Lord Enzo Lourdes. And Tabitha, what is Tabitha wearing? We know, but like, just remind
Yes,
us.
I'm gonna remind them because Neon and Danny are joining us. So Tabitha dresses very loudly. Tabitha currently is wearing a beautiful dress that is reminiscent of a bird of paradise flower, complete with a pillbox hat that has the 3 little spikes from the flower atop her head. She stands straight and tall. She's got very angular features for her type, but she holds herself very haughty, like she's better than everyone, because clearly she is, especially her cousin Reyna. Don't get her started. That's the whole thing. And she like very daintily balances her hand on her father's arm and is like very there's like a subtle glance around the room for who the highest ranking noble people are, specifically because she had a very long list that Reyna got to hear the pleasure of on the ride.
It's more like
to
a fantasy
royalty.
football like ranking matrix.
It's a
There's X's and O's.
Okay.
Tabitha is a cross between Cressida Cowper and Charlotte from Princess and the Frog. So that's kind of Tabitha's
I see.
vibe. But yes, and that is, she walks up very gracefully and she gives the most delicate of curtsies when she's presented. And it's very dramatic, like almost overly dramatic to watch. It's very clear that she is doing her best to make the most impression she possibly can on Queen Dalma and Princess Imen.
I know we said this isn't really a dice game, but I would like you to roll like a d20 right now.
Hold on.
Could I
There
do
goes
one
our
better?
F-bomb. Yeah.
I see your mother? What do you mean?
I think I do one better.
Okay,
Are you gonna spend a resolve token?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes!
Okay.
Let's go,
Dice
Renegade.
unnecessary.
Um,
Let's go.
this is important, and this is for the narrative. Okay, you need
For
to
the
understand
narrative.
that. I will spend a resolve token. Because I think in order to, it has to do with my magic, and I want it to work so bad. That's why I'm spending resolve token. But I want to see if Reyna can like whisper and get JJ in here.
Oh,
Specifically
yes.
to like mess with the little like
The little thing sticking up in her hat.
yes, I don't want it to be like I think like they like have a chat and it's like, listen, you gotta bring your friends over. We've gotta handle this. Like, you know, like that kind of scenario. If it's allowed.
oh yes, this is absolutely allowed.
What kind of bird was JJ again?
A blue jay.
Blue
A
Jay.
blue, was it a blue jay?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
His
That's
full
what
name
it
Yeah,
is
is,
Jay.
they're kind of mean.
Yeah.
His full name is
They
Blue
can't
Jay.
be.
Blue JJ,
Blue
yes.
JJ.
Blue JJ. That's my best friend.
So yeah, I feel like you could have talked this out beforehand. Blue Jay is smart enough to be like, and it's my time.
This
I
is
feel
what
like
we've
this-
been training for.
Exactly what we're training for.
Oh god.
He like sits, he like swoops in, and I think he has like a couple friends who are basically pigeons. They're just actually they're not basically, they are pigeons. He has like a couple pigeon friends that just kind of like land on. So Blue Jay's here, and then like he is flanked by his pigeon friends, and they basically just sing the loudest song ever to exist. I think the hat falls off.
Well,
And
actually,
it's up
okay,
to-
I would love to build on this. So
Yes,
when the
please.
birds begin to squawk in Tabitha's hat, Tabitha's very delicate, perfect act kind of starts to fall apart. She starts freaking out and like trying to swat at the birds in her hat. And like it starts off as a what? Oh, and then she like freaks out the bird like and tries to get the birds off her hat, and it's she knocks the hat towards Princess Imen and Queen Dalma. So these like angry spikes go flying in that direction. The birds won't leave her alone. So she, instead of like backing away gracefully, she just literally flees the room whilst being accosted by these birds. And her uncle's just kind of there, like standing there. I don't know what Enzo's doing, but that's gotta be a
I don't know if you planned for this to be what you wanted, Reyna, but is this what you wanted?
I'm not mad.
Like, I don't know if we made it too far, but
This is a great reminder of the power of storytelling. That's my that's my 2 cents on that.
I feel like Enzo like stands there for a minute, looks back, just his head, not the rest of his body, looks back at the throne, back again. Your Majesty. Just leaves.
Oh, that's perfect.
This is his 9th daughter. This is his last trip through.
Yeah.
He just needs to get this one married off and then he can retire.
he's like, I think also as Tabitha just kind of flings her hat towards the queen and Princess Imen, Princess Imen will like stop it in midair, and then it'll, because that is her telekinesis is her powers. So she will like stop it midair and just kind of like grab it and then just hand it to the next person. She doesn't even like look who's going to grab it, because someone will grab it and someone does.
Yes.
And then the herald will go, next. Before long, they're almost at the end. Except for when someone scurries up to the herald, passes the herald a quickly scribbled note, and the herald clears his throat and goes, apologies, they seem to have forgotten a debuter. Miss Marianna Pearl, presented by her mother, Lady Amalia Thorne. And a ripple kind of goes through the audience. Kind of just because they haven't heard the name Thorne in kind of a while.
Emma
Marianna.
sort of leans in to Marianna and says, Did you see what they did? Are you confident you can copy it?
She doesn't even answer. She just goes because the doors are open. So she goes.
And you just Emma just does this thing that's like, this is fine. And Emma does not look like her normal self. She is dressed far more nobly, dressed like one of her clients. She is wearing a beautiful velvet gown in a very solid, darker color, unlike her normal colors. And she is wearing it looks almost like an Elizabethan riding hat, but it's a little more Regency focused, and it's canted to the side. Her face looks 10 years older, courtesy of a magic lotion that she possesses, and she is walking with a cane. It is a deliberate attempt to not appear as herself, but as the Lady Amalia, following her daughter into the room and trying to just keep her back straight and chin up as she's seen all of the other guardians do, and praying that they can just get through this without immediately getting arrested.
Yeah. To Mariana's credit, Mari, which is what she's normally called, she's gonna stride up as like tall as she can feel, and she is going to good enough bow deeply and like look, because she has no idea what else to do. She's just going to stare into Queen Dalma's eyes as she curtsies and like do a quick bow, but also just like, one of these. She's just gonna deeply bow
and
get up and then start to move. Vixie, do you have something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when that weird eye contact happens, it's like she just says out of the side of her mouth, "You're making it awkward. Stop staring at the queen."
And I think in response to that, Marianna is just gonna give like almost like a dazzling smile, and I'm gonna use one of my resolve tokens. Not me. I only have 3, but I'm gonna use one, and I think it is the most dazzling, kind smile that Queen Dalma has ever seen. And I don't think that I'm not gonna make her the diamond of the season. I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
But am I?
I mean, you could, but I was gonna add to that, like when Emma feels like, okay, I tried. This girl's trying to get us killed. guess this is how we go. And she herself also curtsies in a more demure fashion, kind of balancing herself on her cane to just indicate that perhaps, again, just another form of disguise for herself. And it also helps her legs not hurt since she's not used to curtsying for a long period. And as she understands it, you don't get up till the queen tells you you can. So,
yeah. So you can stay there for a moment. Marianna makes a good impression that you can think of. The queen doesn't move or at all, but she smiles. And you guys get up. We basically she just nods, and you guys are allowed to get up from your curtsy, and you guys back away, back from the deep corridor, and the doors will close on you both, and you guys can breathe a sigh of relief. And then after you guys are done, you guys are essentially there's a garden luncheon immediately after this. You guys breathe, and Marianna says, "She smiled. That's good, right? Right?"
Emma's still breathing heavy, like she's collapsed. She's like, they didn't kill us, okay, so great. That's good. But did you have to look royalty in the eyes?
Where am I supposed to look?
At the floor.
Seems a bit rude.
It's demure. It's mindful. Why? Marianna, Mari, you did fine. I don't think they caught on. Now I need you to go look for the prince, get your book back, so that we can leave here as soon as possible.
Okay. All right. I can do that.
I will be at the buffet table when you're ready. We can at least get some petit fours for tea out of this.
Oh, yes. I love some petit fours. I think they have small cakes.
That's what petit fours are, dear.
Oh. Okay. And Mari's just gonna go, all right, we got this. She's gonna do one of these with her stress.
And Emma's sitting here like, we're gonna die. Emma's convinced they're gonna be discovered at this point, and she's like, buffet table, just focus on the buffet table. You don't have to talk to anyone. Just
I will spend a resolve token to have her look up at that moment and see Cade watching her, and he just lifts up his glass and gives her a nod, like, hold it off for now.
Before everybody leaves, you see that once Mari and Baroness Thorne exits and the doors close behind them, you will see that everybody's like, yeah, it's time to go. That's the last debutante. You will see that Princess Imen will, before everybody leaves, moves forward. Before even anyone can move, they're thinking about leaving but haven't moved yet. Princess Imen will step out of her place, step in front of in front of the steps where her mother's platform is, get to the base, and she too will present herself, curtsy very deeply. And for those who don't already know, she will see that her hands have no ring on it. Princess Imen, who was previously married to a foreign dignitary who she had known for a long time, but they were arranged. They are no longer married. She is now a princess on the market. There would be, again, a little ripple of oh my gosh, did you see this? The princess on the market, officially. She will curtsy. Her mother will nod towards her, and she will get back to her place next to her mother. And everyone will be released into the royal gardens to have a garden luncheon in front of everyone. Once everyone arrives, there will be people passing out plates and glasses of lemonade or a little champagne if you can find it. And in front of you guys, you will see that the royal gardens are, even in just towards the end of winter, things shouldn't be alive right now, but they are anyways. Maybe they're imported, who knows? But there are roses blooming everywhere, and just just all one color, red. But in front of the main kind of scene is going to be a 3-tiered gazebo where on every single floor there is dancing, there is cake, there is all manners of little sweets and lunches for everyone to kind of pick at and have fun with. So I guess we'll start at this point building some scenes. Does anybody have a scene that they want to get started with?
Yeah, I think that Mateo, having been both amused and exhausted by the bird situation and not really caring about anything else that has happened so far, looks for his daughter, little Alejandrita, and while outside, likely regardless of how his parents may feel about it, carries her out, right? Like, she's big enough, she doesn't need to be carried, but he still likes to pick her up. Sometimes she runs over to him when they find each other and is helping her navigate which of these snacks he's okay with her having, right? And making a little bit of a game about that. Looking around to find, again, still anybody hasn't really found. And if it's allowable, and I don't know if I need to spend a resolve token on this, finds Cade.
No, I think that's...
Okay.
I don't think you need a resolve token. I think that can happen. I feel like anybody will gravitate towards the food.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Fully, he's asking the staff, like, this lemonade, do you have a version without any sugar added? We don't do sugar for her. We can have the sugar together. I'm not really doing sugar either, if we can have, and trying to pick out the things that are like fruits but not like added sweets and stuff, and something a little heartier for her and for him. We're doing it together, right? It's together. Cade, when Mateo sees you for the first time, probably in 3 years, you see Mateo's shoulders fall as though he just put, even though he's carrying his daughter, as though he just put something down. And you see a pleading in his eyes across the room that silently tells you, please come over here.
Oh,
Oh.
he misses
Yeah, he
his
does.
friend.
Yeah, he doesn't hesitate because the vast majority of the women presented today are far too young to interest Cade in any way. Especially the one called Tabitha.
That one, the one.
that one specifically.
Which in Mateo is just now the bird person. That's the bird.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the association.
Yeah, Kate did not know her name before today, but she has been a disturbing presence since the campaign began. Yeah, he'll walk over, put his hand on your shoulder. Mateo, it's been a while.
Cade, it is good to see someone who I can trust to not be wrapped up in all of this. How are you, friend?
Well, I am begrudgingly here, as a matter of fact.
We have that in common.
Yes, I feel similar forces are forcing us into these situations. It's been too long since I've seen you on stage. When are you returning?
Soon, I hope. It's a matter of making sure Alejandrita here puts her down and says, you can go over there, you can play, but stay where I can see you. I hope to do it soon. It is difficult because Maria Alejandra and I often, although we liked to be on stage together, would take turns taking roles. So someone could always be with Alejandrita. And I no longer have that option.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard. Maria Alejandra passed about 6 months ago.
Oh, my dear Mateo, I'm so heartbroken to hear this.
It was quick, which I suppose is a mercy, but a cruel mercy. Take her from this world and from our daughter. I did hope to see you, friend, specifically. Not to drag you into my sorrow, but because you have always been among the wiser people who, nevertheless, for some reason, stay in this godforsaken place. And do, unfortunately, I apologize for bringing this up, have some understanding of where I am. I don't know that this is the time or the place, but it would be a great kindness to me if you could sit with me and speak about it whenever it seems appropriate and advisable to you.
Of course, I'm at your disposal in this matter because I believe I understand where you are more than you know. And we can discuss that at a more appropriate venue.
Yes, who does not want to speak of such things at a party?
Yes, it's miserable enough here as it is.
That is true. It would be cruel to add more misery to such a dreary affair. Do they force... I'm sorry, I have not been in this world for some time, and I am finding myself dreadfully able to put it on too easily for my taste, and at the same time finding it quite foreign. Remind me, do we have to fulfill something other than being here to do our part here? Is there an expectation we have to speak with someone, create a plan for a second meeting, or is it simply enough to enter and partake of these treats, give of our time, which we will never get back, and then leave?
I think it is generally encouraged to interact with the young ladies in a introductory sort of way, but I don't believe there's any pressure on you after this particular party until the next one rolls around.
I can tell you, you would not necessarily have cause to know. There is indeed pressure on me, but not from the event. It is a conditional situation. My attendance here is part of a rehabilitation plan that my parents have begun negotiations with me on to determine whether or not it is advisable and acceptable for me to return to the fold so that Alejandrita can have a home.
Well, there you have me at a disadvantage. I have no idea what dealing with family is like. Do not feel like you are ever wanting. I have many properties in the capital, if worse comes to worse.
I am grateful for your generosity. I do not wish to impose. If it is necessary, though, I am finding I have no ego when it comes to the needs of my daughter. We would be grateful to stay at one of your properties.
Well, I'm no Lord Stonewall. I don't have slums. My properties are all fine.
Thank you. Yeah, I simply mean I would not want to take advantage of your kindness and your hospitality or your friendship. I do want you to know, though, in me, you do have something like possibly better than family, if you need it. If there's anything that I can do to assist, I know there is nothing material I can offer at the moment. Perhaps in some more fundamental way, if I may be of service or assistance, you can always count on me.
There is nothing in this world more valuable than a friend, especially a trusted friend. And I hope you would see me in that light. Let me think on it for a little while. I do have a certain initiative I'm trying to get underway in the Wild Homes, and I feel like you may be able to be a part of that, but I have to move some parts around, if that makes sense.
They take your time. I'm quite confident I will be available whenever the need arises to assist, and if not, I would make myself such.
Just call on me anytime. I do my business mostly during the day, but you can get a hold of Elias if I'm not there. I'm frequently stopping back in my offices.
Understood. Is it the same office as before?
A newer one. It's on a higher street, actually. I'm moving on up, as they say.
I will secure the address so that I may stop by.
I have it right here. He pulls a little card out of his pocket.
This is... I don't know why more people don't have things like this. This is very smart of you to have.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the aristocracy seems to rely very heavily on tradition.
That is unfortunate for us all. You saw that there is a match to be made for the most aristocratic among us.
That was rather scandalous, wasn't it? I thought she was quite happily married, if the rumors were to be believed.
There is often truth in rumor, but not the truth the rumor presents. Would you like to establish some sort of a safety signal? Something we could see from afar? If we just a scratch of the ear, just on the brow, a little.
I feel like just eye contact would be enough to see the desperation we're emanating.
As we do our duty, our dreary duty here, if I see that you are making eye contact with me from afar, I will approach and let you know that some business of incredible severity and immediacy has arisen. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but you are needed.
See? You were worried about not being of service.
I will say, as you guys make this pact with each other, the bro pact, Alejandrita has wandered. And I think she wanders towards Lune, who I don't know if you're, let's say you have like a little, I think you have like a little cake in your hand, and Alejandrita has a little strawberry in her hand, and she'll say, she will basically tug on your clothing, whatever she can reach, and she'll go, Twade.
Hello, little one. Luna kind of looks around. Is anyone looking for this child?
Well, so that's a good question. Do I need to do anything to be checking around? Because I do think Mateo is constantly half supervising. So if she went off, I would argue he would notice. But
I think he would
not
notice.
Where to yet? So he might still be trying to find.
Not yet. Right? Yeah, not yet. But I think you have noticed that she has kind of wandered from your vision, and that is not a good thing. So, so I'll say you can step in and like give it like 10 seconds.
Beautiful. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
You let me know. You let me know, and then he'll be.
Yeah. I got you. Wait.
I rather like this cake, so I cannot give you the whole thing. But because you ask so nicely, and they'll split it in half and give her half the cake.
She like vibrates.
What's your name, new friend?
Alejandrita.
That is a precious name.
I know.
Oh, you
My dad
know
says it all the
already.
time. Yeah, my dad says I'm precious all the time. Doesn't your dad call you precious?
My father calls me a lot of things.
She, at this point, she's like, weird. But like, precious isn't, precious not one of them?
I have perhaps outgrown Precious a bit, but
She at that point will like hand you, she won't even like acknowledge that you're gonna reach for it. She'll just like shove that strawberry towards you because in her head she's made the deal. So like you have to like do your part of the deal.
I'll take the strawberry and kind of take a bite out of my half of the cake, scanning the crowd periodically.
I will say at this point, I think Mateo, you have found, and she has already like, she's like 1/4 of the cake is gone.
Oh no!
Alejandrita, I see you've made a new friend.
Ah, the little princess is yours then.
She is something much more precious than a princess. She is her mother's daughter and is as tricksy as her mother ever was, going for that treat. I see that I watched you have it. It is fine. That will be the dessert for the day, other than the delicious and fresh fruit that we have here that I saw you graciously handed our new friend. My apologies. I am Mateo Luna, the son of the Marqués y Marquesa Luna. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Luna Dali.
Luna Dali. A pleasure to meet you. My apologies. I have not been in town for some years, so I have not met anyone new. yet. So you.
If it makes you any better, neither have I.
We can be of assistance to each other then. In limited scope, because neither of us knows anything about this place. But at least we know about not knowing, and that is something. We can not know together.
Knowledge shared or something.
Absolutely. What brings you to this, we want to call it a festivity? Is it a festivity?
I spent some time here in my youth, and I wanted to see how things have changed after being in my home city for some time. I have to say, I know that some do not necessarily take issue, but those presented seem young outside of our surprise at the end.
The birds? No, I know what you mean. The birds were my favorite part. I will say a bit of performance art in the middle of this to highlight its absurdity. With a look
You're terrible.
Thank you. I have a reputation for that. You may want to take care how much you associate with me or how much you allow people to see you enjoying my company. That may not work in your favor as a fair warning to a new friend. Looking over at Alejandrita, and back over to you.
I will say Alejandrita has started wandering away again, but she's not too far.
I'll watch her from there. I like to be present and help her feel safe, but want her to have her independence, right? Don't want her to be bogged down by this life.
When you look over, can Cade be kind of like kneeled down doing magic tricks for her?
1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I will say the rules of this child is that if she's not entertained here, she will find entertainment elsewhere. So yeah, if Cade does that, she will stay put.
But she can still be a little ways away. Like, I think we could have our cake and eat it too, right? But just seeing that Cade is
Pun
there.
intended.
Yeah, exactly. Indeed. Seeing that Cade is there, relax all the more that, like, it's fine. Unless I lose her completely, she's fine. But with a meaningful look over to her, and then back to you, Lune. I do think many of the people made to present themselves today as wares more than as people are a bit young for it. And that does make me sad.
You never know. You may get lucky at one of these things. It is a strange business.
It is. I would not find myself lucky to find myself lucky at one of these things. I apologize for mentioning something sadder than this. I am recently a widower.
My apologies.
Thank you. My wife passed 6 months ago, and this is the first such event that I have attended, and I am here under some degree of duress at the direction of my parents as a part of re-entering society. So I do not know that I wish to find myself lucky, but technically, to comply with what I have agreed to do, I am open to it.
You can make your own luck. After all, there's I feel like the last of those presented may be most suitable, at least in age, but it would be a fairly ambitious play.
It would. It would be an ambitious play, and one that leads me to a life I would not be happy to live. Although, to be fair, we are speaking of a person, not simply a station, and I do not know that person. For all I know, that person could be much more wonderful than their station would suggest. So I suppose, if I were lucky enough to have that presented as a possibility, I should do what I have always done and seek to see the person past the post.
Very admirable of you.
That is not a popular opinion, as it turns out. I was exiled due to that tendency, that very one that I have. In any case, I've spoken much of myself. What can you tell me of you and where you come from and what brings you here in this moment in your life? If I may be so bold as to ask.
I am exploring. I'm from Zephyrus originally, and much to my father's chagrin, I find that there is very much in this world to enjoy, so I am taking time in my life to enjoy it. That said, there has been... I feel as though we are perhaps under similar pressure, although I admit that I have less urgency in my situation. But I think that we could probably share our experience of this, and they'll kind of scan the crowd again. A particular parade of individuals.
Indeed. I believe we will be fast friends, Lune Dali. And I don't know if you have met and here referencing over to Cade still doing tricks, presumably for Alejandrita.
Oh yeah, they're like
Are you
full-on
running out of
faces in it.
Are you
Oh,
running
no.
out of tricks? She's
You
amazing.
don't survive Kate's lifestyle by running out of tricks.
The gentleman over there entertaining my dear daughter is an old friend. I don't know if you have met. Cade, Alejandrita, let your Theo Cade come over here. You can come too. We'll find something fun to do.
I would like to spend a resolve token here.
Yes, please.
I think that from behind a tower of bonbons, Emma has been like peeking and sort of watching Cade play with this child.
He's for the kids.
Yeah, like, and she's like, and then after he like gets called away, she ducks back behind the bonbon tower and like starts it like at this point she is taking full advantage of the fact that she's at a royal feast that she normally wouldn't go to and has shoved a bunch of these bonbons into her purse. Like, but like when she pulls back, her elbow sort of bumps one of the towers of bonbons, and since the bonbons are circular shaped and they're all carefully stacked on each other, one of the towers just starts sliding and falling apart.
I feel like I don't know if Marianna's there, but if she is, she's like
she went to look for the prince.
Oh, that's
so
true.
but
like
like I'm sure there's some maid cussing her out over this though.
There's a servant that's just like no words, large eyes, and like
Do the string quartet version of Landslide.
Yes.
Yeah. Like it wouldn't register to Cade that Emma did that because she's still got that magical disguise.
she's posing as Lady Amalia Thorne, but
do you just run away before it falls?
I think Emma panics and does the deer in headlights. Oh no. She freezes. Like, was this me? Did I do that? There is a moment of like, she does not know what to do.
How far is this from us as a general grouping? This is presumably all like within.
Yeah, I would say, Mateo, you're probably like 5 steps or 6 steps away from this. Like, there are strides. Like, you can get there in like 2 or 3 strides. Because I imagine the table is here.
Mm-hmm.
Emma is here, and then Cade and Alejandrita is just like very, very close to Emma. So if you wanted to like save this thing, you'd have to like break decorum and break into a stride.
So fully breaking decorum, breaking into a stride, making eye contact with this person who I don't know, but who looks horrified, as I understood that.
Yes.
Says, "Oh, hello, friend," louder than is reasonable, has never met you. And you see there that his hand moves subtly, and suddenly the bonbons on the floor that have fallen are no longer visible, and there is a tower visible of them in front of you that looks like the one that was just there. And he steps forward and fakes a trip, like a pratfall, like on stage, and goes down on the ground. And if any of you were to try to look past the illusion that he just cast in both directions, you would see that now on the ground he is quietly picking up the bonbons and tucking them away under there to try to help you save face.
I will say, I think that the Alejandra, she already knows what, I think she did see a little bit what happened. And she, even if she doesn't like hear the sound of the things falling, she will go to Emma and like put her hand on Emma's like dress and say, "It's okay. Accidents happen. It's okay. Mistakes happen."
Emma's just holding this bonbon and looks down at this child and over at this man who have like helped her not like screw herself over today. And she just sort of takes this bonbon and puts it in her purse and then says,
And I think there's something that clicks in your daughter's head of like, you can hide things. You can hide snacks and things.
"Oh no, I learned a new skill."
Sensing that with father magic, right? Just say out loud while I'm cleaning this up. You know that I can see what you're hiding, right? And just I take the cleanest of the bonbons that has the least amount that I was able to. Ideally, has no dirt on it. If I'm dreaming here, and I hand it up from under the table over to my daughter, and I say, "You can have one, but you don't lie to me, okay? Tricks are for helping, not for hurting. I always need to know the truth, even if you think I'm not going to like it. Is that a deal?"
Deal. Snatch.
Yeah.
Emma's still kind of reeling from what just happened, and she looks down at you and says, and then down at the child again, and she says, "Thank you for your help."
Oh, it's fine. Everyone here thinks ill of me already. Why should there be two of us?
She kind of remembers who she's supposed to be and like kind of drops back into like, she's like, how do I be snobby? I'm not good at this. And she I'm forgive me, I failed to introduce myself, and I do not know who you are. I am the Lady Amalia Thorne. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Amalia Thorne, it is a pleasure to meet you as well. As you may have gathered from this bit of theatrics, and if you've heard any of the rumors, I am Mateo Luna. I am the
Marquessa's son.
Yes.
I've heard of you.
Yes.
My modista made a few things for your mother, I believe.
Indeed. Your modista must be quite good at what they do. My family is very exacting in their taste and standards. So I apologize, however, to your modista through you. You'd be so kind as to pass it.
Not at all. I have the best modiste, actually. If you're interested in getting more garments, perhaps you might choose to visit her shop.
I unfortunately do not have much myself in the way of resources at the moment, but I am in need of new garments. Perhaps since your modiste has done work that my family has found suitable in the past, I can convince them to allow me to go speak with them. I would prefer to speak with a friend of a friend to work on my new wares than a stranger. So thank you for the kind reference.
Oh, yes, of course. And, well, you are the Marquise's son. I assume you'd be on his account. Or at least for clothing, especially since you're here for the season.
That is to be determined. I suppose that as long as I'm getting clothing that they will find acceptable, that is likely to be true.
Can I spend a token to have Cade's like hand come down on your shoulders? No,
I was gonna jump 10 feet in the air.
You'll be on my tab. I have an excellent modiste lined up. I've already ordered a bunch of things.
Thank you.
You're fine.
I am grateful for that. It does spare me. You wouldn't know this here looking at our new friend. about my family. This gentleman here, I don't know if you know Cade. Cade is a wonderful person, old friend of mine.
Mr. Nomanson, yeah, we've met. And she subconsciously takes a step back, like kind of takes a step back and around the child, as if to like put distance between them.
We have. I've had many dealings with the Thorne family. I actually know most of them personally. And he gives her a little long look.
So you know each other.
Emma just takes a deep breath and says, well, you don't know everyone, clearly, since you approached us in such a rude way. She's like, she couldn't think of words, so she was...
My apologies for the offense, lady. You are right. You never know everything, and it is always instructive to learn something new. Cade Nomanson, at your service.
She almost puts her hand out again, like she's supposed to do something, like she did initially when they had met and she was under this guise, and she kind of holds herself back, and she says, and she's sort of like, I have to do something to not be recognized, and she says, well, how should I refer to you? Lord Luna? Marquess Luna?
I am without title at the moment. You are welcome to refer to me as Mateo.
Oh, I prefer propriety. It's really far too familiar for me to use first names. Mr. Luna will work for me. And, well, Mr. Luna, you should be wary of who you keep around your friendships. And she kind of gives Cade this glare that's really trying hard to be haughty and mean. And it's not. It's very much like having a chihuahua get mad at you.
Nice.
I feel like behind
It can be
the two of
terrifying.
you.
Yes. Behind the child.
Behind the child.
Yes.
I feel like behind the two men, you just see Luna like drinking some lemonade and go at sight of the ineffective glare.
Yes.
Just
Mateo finds it disarming also, the ineffective glare.
Yeah.
Says, I'm sorry, can you remind me of your name? I'm a bit distracted right now.
It's Lady Amalia. Amalia Thorne.
Amalia Ms. Thorne, for the
Yes.
sake of propriety, Ms. Thorne.
Lady Thorne, actually.
Lady Thorne, my apologies. I am uncouth. I have not been in polite society for some years.
I can see that you're uncouth. I can see who you're with. Ineffective glare at Cade. Again.
That one was pretty good.
Guilty as charged.
You will find, perhaps, lady, that it is the most uncouth among us that get to live lives of greatest freedom. And that may be more worthwhile than anything ambition could acquire through propriety.
When you say freedom, there is the tiniest crack in Emma's, not her physical appearance, but in her this sort of like illusion, like kind of aura that she's trying to present of this noble person, because she can't help but think about what life will be like once she herself finds the freedom you're talking about. And she like kind of shakes herself out of it and takes a step back and says, thank you very much, Mr. Luna, for your gallantry in saving me from potential embarrassment. You and your daughter.
Alejandrita, the light of my life, new friend over here, Lady Thorne. Looking at you, though, Lady Thorne, with some puzzled recognition, Mateo allows the illusion that he has been maintaining over his own person to fade slightly in your vision, and you see a much more rumpled and tired version of the same man in front of you say, "It is exhausting to have to put up pretenses, to maintain appearances for the sake of people who do not care a whit about us. I hope that in your time here, you do not let that burden weigh you down. And once he's sure that you have registered that he has dropped the illusion magic, he puts it back up to look shinier, brighter, less, more well-rested. But otherwise...
How close are we standing to each other?
Pretty close. I mean, he wouldn't be trying to get all up in your space, but a couple steps at most.
Emma takes another step back, but as she does, when you say these words, the slightest flicker just goes across her face. It's literally it's so subtle that it almost feels like a trick of the light. And if Cade is about the same distance, Cade would notice it also.
Yeah. Sort of the second time I've seen it then.
The first time you were this close to her.
She says, "Thank you for the advice. And, well, if you are looking for a place to rest, I would highly recommend Mr. Nomanson's Mediste.
Thank you.
After all, we share the same one. It was my modiste that mentioned you to me, Mr. Nomanson, don't you recall? That's what I said when we encountered each other.
Jason did not, but Cade does.
Jason, what? I think as you guys are having this conversation, Reyna, I'm going to use a resolve token.
Oh no.
It's a men's resolve token, actually, because our NPCs get 2, and she's going to summon you, like a lady in waiting will summon you to her side, essentially.
Oh.
What are you wearing? What do you look like right now? Please remind us. What are you doing before you get called, actually, too, is actually important.
So, I think before this, Reyna was basically trying to calm Tabitha down from this horrible accident, because however could this happen to Tabitha? And, like, reassure her, like, surely it's fine.
No, it's not! It's never going to be the same! I've humiliated myself in front of the Queen! I might as well have worn chartreuse. This is the worst day ever. And she just literally falls face first into you, like grabbing onto your dress, and is like ugly crying into your dress.
Not my dress!
Reyna's not amused by this in the slightest. In fact, she's internally like screaming.
Cousin, I shall never find a match. I shall die alone like you. It's so unfair.
I will forgive your words because you're clearly in distress. You will be fine. There are plenty of other chances to impress the Queen and Her Highness.
She like looks up and she's like, her face is it's a mess. This is ugly mascara. It's not mine yards.
Yeah, she realizes like her dress is already kind of ruined and she's gonna have to change anyways. She just like hike up a bit of her dress and just like carefully like just wipes away the makeup and such just been affected.
I think that is when the lady in waiting, who is also dressed in like a similar white, man, it's not the same because of course it doesn't have all the pearls and the jewels that she has, but similarly toned down white ball gown. That's appropriate for this time of day. The lady in waiting will appear, will like stride to the mass that is the two of you. And for a moment, it would like, it's a question of like, is she requesting Tabitha? Is she requesting Reyna? And then she will speak up and say, Miss Reyna, Princess Imen has requested you to her side.
And I imagine that Reyna is wearing, like, away from like her typical like tan-ish, orangey kind of colors. She's wearing like a blue dress, nothing crazy. I think she's recognized, and she recognized like as like Tabitha was getting ready before all of this, like she was not going to outshine Tabitha. There's no way. And she'd rather just let Tabitha show herself to the crowd and then just let that happen. And now that's all dirty and stained and covered in tears and makeup. And I think she looks down at herself and realizes she's not going to have like time to like fix this because you don't keep the princess waiting. And she just like kind of tries to wipe it off as best as she can. She goes, Yes, best not to keep her waiting. And like turns to Tabitha. Should I get your father?
Yes. I need a new dress.
How close is Enzo right now? I feel like Enzo's just like a spectral that appears every now and then.
I feel like he's been cautiously peering in like every few minutes.
Yep.
Since the incident.
He's definitely in the orbit. Like he's not stepping that far away from Tabitha in this state.
Yeah, you gotta like leave. You hear Tabitha's cries. It's like a warning call, you know. Enzo has to answer it.
Enzo knows it's wise enough to let the squall blow itself out sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Reyna goes with Lady in Waiting and like catches Enzo like probably like in the hall, and just kind of gives like a pointed look and looks back at the door to where Tabitha's at, and she's like,
I'm on it, niece. It was a clever trick, I'll give you that. He wanders in.
she just kind of smirks. She doesn't say anything. She just smirks.
The bawling starts again as you like walk as you walk out, and you just hear, "Oh, father, it's terrible! I shall never get married and die alone like Reyna."
I'm always catching strays.
There, my precious moon pearl.
Oh, the dads in this game kind of slap. Mateo's dad. Sorry. As you walk up, Princess Imen, who has changed from the like really white gown to something a little bit more kind of like less cream colored, actually. It's literally just a slight change, but she does whatever she wants, so she just has
Summer
done
white.
it.
It's a difference.
Yeah, summer white.
Exactly. I think it will have like no like she'll have like that really beautiful like translucent shawl on from before, but it's just different beads on it and stuff like that. She will look at you up and down and go, "Why do you look like that?"
My lovely cousin, Feathers,
Right.
found herself weeping all over me. I didn't quite have time to change. My apologies for my dastardly appearance.
You gotta apologize, just get changed. And she will wave her hand, and she will basically, a lady in waiting will like come closer to her, and she will say, "Get Miss Reyna some new clothes, please." And you will be very swiftly guided. Before you even know what to do, you'll be swiftly guided to a random room in the palace, and you will have multiple options for multiple gowns who all miraculously somehow fit you. So, what do you walk out wearing?
I feel like I need to have a chart of colors.
I'll give you. There's a really deep royal blue, a really deep purple, and then very light pink, very warm pink. And whatever it is, jeweled to the nines. That's just all she has, really.
Understandable.
It's no less than 15 shades of off-white.
Yes.
Like a
Well,
And there's like 20 dresses that are like off-white.
Reyna immediately does not look at those. I think she'll take the royal blue. She's on a blue vibe. She's not gonna like change that.
You royal blue dress, you walk out. I think the royal blue dress also has like some like gold trimmings on it. When you walk out, princess will say, "Finally, you look presentable." Which,
Thank
you know, in her way of speaking, she says, "You look nice."
Yeah.
That's like translation is "you look nice," because she doesn't really know how to say that. You will notice that on Princess Imen's dance card, completely empty, unsurprised, as no one has really come up to her. And you'll see that it's like she is a little bit annoyed by that, disturbed, worried. And she will say, "Should we dance? I haven't done this in so long. But no one's come up to me. No one's asked anything. Answer this."
I deem trying to be normal about this.
I'm already on AO3. You got it. You're fine. You're fine.
Thank-
You're doing
I
great.
really appreciate it. I think Reyna smiles a bit and is like, "Well, if Tabitha wasn't taking up much of my time, I would have found you first. But I suppose this will do."
And she will lead.
Actually.
Screaming.
Unless you have
Nope.
something to say.
Nope.
She's very used to leading, so she will just naturally fit into doing that. And then you take to the dance floor. But before she says that, she will say, "You promised that you were going to find me first?"
Yes.
I'm deciding on whether to believe you or not.
Well, you don't have to believe me quite at the minute, but that's what time is for. And well, the entire season, I suppose.
Right. Ugh. And she's just gonna she does not like the idea of having to do this all the time. So she goes, ugh, and then just you guys dance. Well, everybody also sees this, of course. Especially you, Lune, unless you're doing something else.
Hang on, I'm trying to figure out I'm not trying to cut in exactly, but I'm hovering
cut
at
in.
that disc.
Cut in.
Cut in. Do it.
Commit to the
Cut
bit.
in? Do I
Use a
need to spend a resolve token
Use
to
a
do it?
resolve token.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll use the resolve token then. And as you two are dancing, Lune will slide up, and it is uncomfortably smooth. Like they move with the princess. Like, haven't missed a beat. We've done this all the time.
I think the princess looks at you. What are you doing here?
I couldn't bear not seeing your face much longer, princess.
Ha ha ha. So funny. Does that work on all your girls?
Not so much anymore.
Lost your touch then?
Would you like to find out?
No.
Straight face, like, just moving through the dances.
Just... No.
You wound me, princess. Your friend is pretty.
All my friends are pretty. Stay away from them.
Like, Lune will actually do that in the middle of the dance, just like... Far be it from me to disobey a direct order from the crown.
And I think you have grown up together. So you know that when she says things like that, she doesn't really mean it. At so many points,
100% like...
I think she's like very fond of like wielding power over her friends but like not real power. So she was at some points in your life, she's been like, I could behead you. And that is the relationship that you have.
Yes. So the yes, I know. And I feel like there's a point where like you pass by and Lune will look at Reyna and just kind of as they go by.
The lesbian triangle.
What's up?
Yes.
What is this?
No, it's about to become a square.
Yes.
It's just
this is
Tabitha's just clinging to the back of him.
I was
In the background, there's Tabitha crying. So.
Yep.
in the back, you just
Wailing
hear-
down the hall.
Yeah, wailing. Oh my gosh.
What is that noise? No.
I think she sees you wink and she's like, not again. Not again. I thought you did not like society.
Society has its uses.
And what is your use now?
Enjoyment, new experiences.
You can enjoy yourself very far away.
But I have not been in the royal city in so long.
How joyous for the royal city.
Whew. I promise to restrain myself in the interest of your company.
Forgive me, I feel as if you are not telling the whole truth.
I will make friends as I please, but I'll be extraordinarily careful to be the most appropriate and proper with any of your particular connections.
How kind. And I think the dance can probably concludes around that time. Is there anything that you do just as the dance is finishing up?
Lune will do like the very deep bow, kind of not quite making fun of the princess, to everyone else, oh yeah, no, that's totally appropriate. But the princess kind of knows, it's like,
it's got as you wish vibes. Is that it?
yes, exactly.
Love that.
And I think the princess will have to return it as well. And she, I think at that point she will just turn around and walk away. She will no, I will hope to see you soon. Hope to see you around. No, just bow, turns away.
Just this huge grin and just start scanning. Where's Cade?
Reyna,
Yeah,
what are you doing while this is happening? Your dance partner just got stolen.
Just
Snatched.
hearing your heart shatter.
I would like to use a resolve token
Oh,
here
no.
to just kind of just because at this point Emma has fled from social interaction after Kate and Mateo, because she's flustered. She's she's feeling things and she's not sure what to which direction she's headed in anymore, and she's sitting as this sort of happens and watches this smooth transition and comments from behind Reyna. Oh my, do you think you've lost your chance with the princess?
Trying to be very diplomatic about how I answer this question.
I mean, I'll spend a monologue token on it.
Don't you do that.
We gotta see what Reyna's really thinking.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Oh. Can I hide in my green screen? Can I just
just lean back, disappear.
Yeah. If I lean back far enough, I'm sure it'll just
Swallow you whole.
yeah, it almost did earlier. So monologue token, you say?
Yes, a monologue token. When you play a monologue token on a major character, you may choose to ask them a specific question to answer, such as, who does Henry really love? Or you can simply ask for their thoughts and feelings at the present moment. These tokens are best played during the novel chapter, which is now.
I want the thoughts and feelings.
Well, yeah, I want the thoughts and the feelings. I was
didn't want to. I was pitched to the choir. I'm taking submissions apparently.
It's Ronan is the one using the monologue token, so Ronan gets to ask the question and do the thing.
Just thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, thoughts and feelings.
Oh God!
And I'll let you decide if they're inside or if you're conveying them to your companion.
I'll say this to make it I guess fair. It internal processing, but it's very outwardly shown. Like, you can definitely, by what she's thinking, you can definitely tell, and how that appears in her face. But I think for Reyna, she has always had a rather, like, tumultuous isn't the right word, but just like a relationship of some variety with the princess, and has never really like pushed that boundary until like recently. And she's having a great time. She loves that. Like, he's like, as long as everyone's good and happy. But I think seeing the introduction of someone who clearly has a much different history with the princess is definitely a little bit like, not like red flags raise up in her head, but more of like, they're definitely on edge from that. It's not like jealousy, but more of just like, I don't have enough information to understand the context right now, and I don't like that. Yeah, I think that's what's going on in her head. But I think it's not like hard to tell that like Reyna's still figuring it out, but there is some level of fondness for the princess that she wants to maintain as much as possible.
And I think
People who are friends with their exes as well.
Yeah, I
This
think
is true.
that Emma, as Lady Amalia, like sort of strolls up with the cane, doing her best to not be recognizable, and says, "Viscountess," remembering that she probably shouldn't be that familiar with Reyna. "Viscountess, forgive me for being so forward. My modiste mentioned that we were to meet at this event, and that you would take good care of us."
Oh, yes. Like, I think you see her like pull herself away from her thoughts when you like speak to her, and she kind of like refocuses on who's speaking to her. It's like, oh, yes. Hi. I was actually trying to find you, but in the mess of all of today, I figured I would wait till tomorrow when things are a bit clearer.
Lady Amalia Thorne.
Nice to meet you, Lady Amalia. She's like a cute like little curtsy, if you will. So, yes.
No need to curtsy to me. You outrank me, Viscountess. And she actually sort of drops to a curtsy for her. So.
Well, you know.
And she's gonna say, "Oh, the dress you're wearing is lovely. Is that one of the princesses?"
Yes. I fear my cousin put my previous dress into disarray.
I see. It's a shame.
With her tears, of course, and her face. I'm pretty sure there's like about a mark, like just big enough. That's just the outline of her face.
Oh,
Not
dear.
very pleasant.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I'm sure I can have one of my maids fix it. It will be fine. It is just the dress.
It is. But what about you? Are you all right? I mean, they look good together. But that's because they're both beautiful. And, well, you're lovely too.
I think you see like a little bit of I guess resentment, like just like a snide bit of anger, just like underlining in the way that like you put those words together. And she very quickly lets it go. It's like, well, it seems that they have shared history, and that's between the two of them, I suppose. It's like, and you are right, they are beautiful.
And I think in this moment, Emma, like, is upset for her friend, like, kind of that moment of, like, how dare, you know? And she says, well, you shouldn't have to dance alone. Perhaps you should show Princess Imen what she's missing. I'm not much of a dancer, but perhaps I could be your partner just this once. And she offers her gloved hand.
Damn it! No ungloved. Like
No, not ungloved
No.
this time. Not ungloved this
Yeah,
time.
you got to unwrap the
around.
present yourself.
you bring up a good point. I think, yeah, Reyna smiles and takes her hand.
And it's really interesting because I think for the purposes of this, she hands off the cane to a maid. And it's probably the one time that she's acted the most noble-like all evening.
Mhm.
And she makes a point of like taking you across the dance floor, but like by Princess Imen and Luna, specifically to just kind of showcase because Emma knows her gowns and this particular dress is no different. So she's doing her best to like show you off in a very much like in the way that when you dance in ballroom, the person who is leading is showing off the person who is following.
Mhm.
And that is very much the vibe. Her steps are not, I'm not going to say she's a perfect dancer because she is not a society lady, but she knows the steps well enough. And even she's confident that even if she doesn't look great, you are going to look good.
On the note that like it's not like a perfect dance, at least coming from Emma's side, and also just I feel like Reyna's not like super in investigative mode, but she's definitely like a little bit questioning, like, oh, well, like, why we just met? Why are we dancing? But she does it anyways. Is there any moment in that interaction that Reyna is seeing Emma for who she is and not for what she is showing?
I think it's the moment before she asks you to dance. That sort of like indignance of like, oh, you did this to my, like, you know, you did this to my friend. I'm not happy that you hurt my friend. You know?
Cool. I think Reyna definitely clocks it and just holds on to it as they dance throughout, like for however long they dance.
I do think Imen, yeah, she sees this. She notices. She's a little annoyed, but that's fine. You don't see it on her face.
Reyna
but-
makes direct eye contact with the princess, let me be clear.
And with that, I think that's a perfect time for a break. Now's the time to refill your drink, grab a snack, and we'll find out what happens when we return. welcome back. I hope you guys are fed, hydrated, snackies gotten. As we come back, we're going to do one last final scene with kind of the mid-conversation between Prince Perseus of the Astrum Islands and Lady Marianna. I think that they are somewhere private. I think they're in like the garden hedged area, like kind of the maze area where like the things are really tall. You can kind of obscure and have a private conversation. Lady Marianna, who is fully decked out in indigo at this point, is holding her book in her hands, and she's saying, "You're leaving so soon? And you realize she doesn't know what she was expecting. She just says, I thought we'd maybe have more time to ruminate on the book. But you're a very busy prince. I'm sure your duties call. Is everything all right?" And for Prince Perseus, you know that you have just gotten an urgent letter from your family saying you have to go home and there's something wrong with your cosmic heirloom. It is, in the first time in your history, missing. And you feel that.
And I think that Perseus in this moment is also sad to leave Mari behind because he is confident that they are probably not going to see each other again once he returns to the Astrum Islands. But it is dire, and he is the crown prince. It is his duty to go. His brother has already left ahead of him. He was able to get a little bit of extra time because he had to return this item to Lady Marianna. And he says, I'm sorry. I must go. I wish I could tell you that I would return, but this is an emergency for my kingdom.
Of course. You do not need to give me an explanation. You are a prince, and I am
a lady, a well-bred lady. And he reaches out to kind of caress her cheek with the back of his knuckle. And he says, you're nothing less than one of the most interesting people I've ever met, Lady Marianna. I don't understand why Lady Reyna or Viscountess Reyna couldn't help me find you. I wrote to her in hopes that she might help us connect before tonight.
I don't know either. But I think you think too highly of me, Your Highness.
Not at all. I am sure you will make a suitable match for any noble.
And there's this little thing in Marianna's brain that goes, tell him the truth. It sucks to know that somebody so good believes a lie. But,
Question.
Yes.
Sorry. This is, I'm new to this. Can I spend a monologue token to do that? Like, can I spend it on?
You can. I would say you can spend a resolve token to compel this character to tell the truth.
Beautiful. I'll do that. I would like to spend a resolve token to compel this character to tell the truth, please and thank you.
Woo. Mark, don't forget to mark them off, by the way. Because I think I've used a couple of mine to mark them. Like that.
Terrible.
Horrid. Absolutely horrid.
This resolve token, she listens to that voice. And she says, I could not let you leave believing a lie. Your Highness, I am no lady. I am nothing. I am a seamstress. I'm a seamstress apprentice. And you are the most interesting person I have ever met. And whoever falls in love with you, whoever you choose, is going to be so lucky. And I wish nothing but the happiness for you. And I beg you to please never tell anyone, for if you do, it is not just my head, it is my guardian's head. It is the person who gives me a future and a hope that I might become an incredible seamstress one day. And it is not her fault that I lied to you. I was mistaken. I panicked because you are a prince and you are funny and intelligent and brilliant, and I did not know Princess came like that.
I would like to use a resolve token here to have someone overhear it.
Good, because I
Okay.
was going to do that anyways.
Yeah, so I want to know, like, who of the major characters would be in or around this area to hear this little confession? Because that's...
Is this where like the higher peerage and royals hang out?
No, this is more where people who are like want to be private and like be alone by themselves.
They want to hang out unchaperoned.
Exactly.
Ooh.
The rabble rousers hang out here, I would say.
Rock, paper,
I
scissors,
see.
gets it. I was gonna pitch a field to be like, maybe Reyna actually was trying to find Perseus to in person respond to the letter.
Oh, I like that better. I like that better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So Reyna, as you were hearing this like very genuine confession that she's just like, I'm not a peerage, I'm just a guy, and I really like you, and I panicked. But you hear Mari's confession that she is impersonated nobility. What do you do?
I think JJ, my sweet boy JJ, is on Reyna's shoulder, and she kind of just like a little side glance, to, like catch eyes with him. It's like,
I think you full beak out. Like,
yeah, yeah. No, I think JJ is like posted on Reyna's shoulder, both of them like mouth and beak agape. If you'll allow, Vixie.
Yes.
If this happens later in the day, I think Reyna thinks back to the interaction that she had with Emma.
With
with
Amalia.
With
Lady
Amalia, thank you. Listens to this and is trying to like figure something out, and like nothing's clicking, but she's like, too many weird things are happening at once in one given day for this to not be somehow connected.
And I think I'm about to make this spicier for you, because I think after Mari makes this heartfelt confession, Perseus just kind of looks at her for a second, and he says softly, "My mother was a commoner too," and takes her face in both of his hands and kisses her.
no, what the fuck? Oh,
I'm locking for this.
Got him, boys!
Yeah.
You have to put a resolve token in the swear jar.
Yeah.
You just got a jar full.
Would it be too much if I used a resolve token?
No.
No,
It's never too
use
much.
it. That's what they're there for. Use
You
them
can
up.
love
It's
me. I'm gonna
keep out.
use,
They
I'm gonna
reset.
use Baron Rivers
Oh,
resolve
no.
token.
Not him. Anyway, you know what? I regret ever saying you could
You
use your
regret.
resolve token.
Alistar Rivers, Baron boy, who he's always just kind of like doing weird things. Why is he out here? Who knows? But he does.
Maybe he was stalking Reyna. Maybe he was like, "Ooh, Viscountess, gonna make a match."
I like this idea. I approved.
Okay.
You
Approved.
brought this evil to my doorstep.
Approved.
I think. Well, I guess then Reyna would also kind of see this happen then, because I feel like in my head,
Mhm.
this happens.
Yes.
I don't know. Do they turn the corner? I don't know. And that's a little cliche, but maybe. You know what? Actually, maybe I think it's like you guys are in part of like this courtyard area of
Mhm.
the hedge maze, and you just kind of can see through some of the branches. Reyna, I think you'll also see this. The Baron also sees this and knows that dress from obviously you were presented. So he can put two and two together.
Mhm.
He can remember that a dress looks like that, and he's just gonna walk away. Doesn't say anything. Doesn't need to say anything. Knowing that he has leverage on his hand. Knowing that he has leverage on his hands, which is kind of his whole deal.
Does Reyna know that he's there? Like, if we're going off this like
I
timeline.
I will say yes, because I think it's more interesting if you guys both know
Yes.
that you know.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I think the urge for Reyna to stay, if like the prince leaves and Marianna is still there, to like strike up conversation is strong. But I think seeing the Baron and like seeing this like look of like, I guess his air of confidence, it's like more prevalent than normal. She's gonna follow that and follow him, basically.
He's gonna go back to the party and just essentially
Yeah.
he's just gonna go back to the party. So if you want to catch him and like corner him in whatever way you want to, or like just strike up like casual conversation, because I don't think he would know that you know, because he actually wait
He's
so you,
self-absorbed. Is he paying attention to who else is there?
not really. He
Okay.
doesn't really care.
Yeah. Go.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, then I think just before like they both get back to the party, Reyna will stop him. She'll be like, God, it's Baron Rivers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm brain blanked. She
Yeah, one
stops
was a
him.
brook, this one's a river.
And there's no correlation whatsoever. Yeah, Reyna stops him and is just like, "Oh, Baron Rivers, is that you?"
My Countess Reyna, you look radiant as ever.
You are too kind. Missing out on all the fun.
Oh no, everything's very lovely and fun.
You don't sound so sure of yourself.
Forgive me, I think I have witnessed interesting things recently, and so I'm feeling not a little bit myself.
Is that so? Are you alright?
Oh, I'm perfectly fine. I am actually better than ever. Got a spring in my step and everything.
Mm. Well, that seems new.
Can I get you anything? Lemonade?
Oh no, I think I am perfectly fine. This might be a bit outward of me. Would you like to dance?
I would love to dance with you.
Perfect.
And he does like whatever fox, like, don't trust this smile, half-cocked thing he does. He gives it to you, like half, like just charming, but in a sharp way.
Mhm.
And you guys dance.
I think Reyna takes the lead. Purposefully.
You are
Um,
of higher rank than him, so he has
Yeah.
no choice but to acquiesce. So
Yes,
go
he does. I
Yes,
remember the
queen.
rankings. I was strolling about just a bit ago. I noticed that you were also out too. Were you just trying to get some air?
Yes, it does get a little bit crowded at these things when everyone's invited.
That is quite true. I mean, a lot of debutantes, a lot of faces to be seen.
A lot of I think I even saw an untitled person here. Weird.
Oh.
Yes, I don't know. He's over there playing with a child.
I did see the child.
Weird. This with disdain, child.
Okay. That,
Oh wow! Now
evil
he's
man.
just Alejandrita. We're fighting. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, no.
Take
It's not
hold my
fighting
earrings.
I imagine Reyna would have saw what? My words. I imagine Reyna would have saw her earlier and just like found her really adorable, but didn't say anything because she's not my circus of monkeys right now. This child will approach me when she is ready. But
She will.
this is true. Reyna gives like a fake laugh at that, like hearing the way that he carries like the tone of like children, or child rather. And she goes, well, I will be very frank with you. Did you happen to see anything out there? I mean, surely there's plenty of people out there roaming about, but anything that caught your eye?
Only, I mean, of course.
Uh-huh.
Only of Prince and some unknown, what was her name? Lady Marian? I think it's Marian. No. Marianna.
Oh.
That is the young lady's name, right? So you saw it too. How glorious.
I didn't tell you that I saw it. But you do have eyes. I'm sure that you would have put two and two together eventually.
I'm nothing if not clever.
Debatable. And you see as she's leading this dance, her tone drops immediately. Any semblance of playfulness is gone. but in terms of her physical appearance with him, she's making it look playful and look of interest.
And he says, I'm sure many people have many opinions on me. It'd be foolish to think that all of them good, but, well...
You'd be foolish to think any of them good.
Have I done something wrong?
Not yet. Not to me, at least, yet. But I would be mindful of your tongue and where it is finding itself.
I think he definitely sweaty hands at this point.
Ew. Oh,
Yeah.
sweaty hands. Aw.
She's got gloves on. She'll get those clean.
Sweaty hands, hates kids. There's just nothing good about this guy.
He thinks kids are loud and sticky. Ironically, his hands are very sweaty right now, but he is just like, I assure you that I will be mindful, Viscountess. Is this Lady Marianna under your guard, if you will?
She is now.
And what a wonderful friend she has. To have such a radiant and beauty on her side.
I'll allow your pleasantries for just this moment.
And I'm so grateful for it. And there's that tone of edge and that a fight that you do not like. He is a baron and has a lot of ambition. And while your title is enough to keep this under wraps, he won't say anything because he knows that you know, and that was bad. He does not want a Viscountess's house on his butt. So this is actually going to keep Mari from the rumors and scandal that we are going to soon. Yes. And that's the only reason it doesn't get spread or it doesn't even get introduced. You guys will part ways. You know that he's not satisfied quite yet. He's not squashed. He's just at bay, if you will. And I think with that, we're going to move to our reputation phase. So basically, anything that has happened in our novel phase, which means this episode and the previous episode,
Mhm.
everybody will get a reputation tag, whether positive or negative. Please refer to your family background sheets to determine whether or not you've made moves that kind of forward your purposes as been dictated. You can either say that in this reputation you have done a positive thing. You furthered your cause and your inner motivations, and you have acquired a positive reputation tag. You can have a negative reputation tag, which means you've gone against society's kind of sensibilities. You can also have a negative, you can also have a neutral tag, which means you didn't really do anything, positive or negative, and that's fine. Has everybody had time to figure out their reputation?
I think I've got it because of the interactions with M's alter ego. And Mateo, he's constantly saying, like, you should be careful who you're like with. I feel like I acted outside of the like conventions by not dancing with any of the debutantes or anything like that. So I think I'm going to pick up a negative consequence. Make sure I'm on the right one.
Oh, snapsy.
Or a negative reputation, like vulgar. I think is probably a good one.
I think that's fair. Yeah, go ahead and put it up there. Who else? Lune?
I was thinking acted on desire in a way that compromised your duty or morality, because like not everybody knows that Lune and Princess Imen are like are friends, like
cousins. They're close.
Oh, Ren.
Yes,
but like Lune wasn't subtle about cutting in, so I feel like that was like a who's that? Like who cut in to dance with the princess? That kind of thing.
Yeah, I think there's something about like entitled.
I have proud as a negative tag from peerage.
I'm gonna throw out smooth operator, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I like that.
I can't sing that because it's copyright.
Yeah. Dang it. I know
It
we were
in my
both singing
head
the same
immediately.
song. Unfortunately to us, yes, smooth operation. We love that.
Smooth
Heidi,
operation.
it is. Oh, I think proud. I'll take proud.
I think that if anything, Emma's the one that's breaking rules here. But I don't think, because she's in disguise, it's not that they got caught. It's that her shop was closed for the better part of the day. So I think that has given her a negative reputation tag. We'll say irresponsible.
Can I suggest unreliable?
Sure, unreliable is better. Sounds better than irresponsible, actually. So I'll do that.
Thank you.
I'll go next. Off the bat, have to gain a negative tag for that entirety of that last scene. For me, it's a win though. A win is a win, and I think this is what matters to me.
What would be the negative?
I'm contemplating between acted on. So there's 3 tags that can pertain to my family background, which is old money.
Not that I hate drama. I don't know if you did any of those things.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Totally, like you have power and you wield it.
Okay.
Pretty societal to me.
You know what?
I think you would get like the majestic tag, especially with the way you dominated Baron and reminded him he was a bottom.
Thanks. Then I guess I get a positive tag. And it'll be majestic.
Yeah.
Which makes 3.
Oh, which triggers, if you have 3 or more tags of a positive or negative, you get a reputation condition.
I am torn, right? Because the actual interactions, for the most part, went well, but Mateo did not dance with anybody, did not try to make any real connections other than the person he thought was Lady Thorne, which I suppose covers that, but did that seeing the panic in a person's face and did it in a way that brought embarrassment to him and his family if anybody saw the way that he staged the pratfall. I think a negative on the level of perception, right? Which I think is what we're doing this on. Sorry, go ahead.
I would say yes, negative. I feel negative.
Yeah.
But because it's somewhere, I think the thing could be about like how you're inelegant, I think.
Right. So to that possibilities, and it looks like tasteless is a thing that can exist from the old money background, or eccentric as a universal kind of thing. But if we can add something like inelegant, can add that as well. What I have already for him is black sheep and uncouth. So this is going to be a third thing.
Yeah, I will say I think okay, I could inelegant or clumsy could be either one of them, just because it just seems like you're not fitting in. Like you're a Marquess. You're supposed to be like this kind of elegant personality,
Yeah.
some kind of dignity.
Yeah, I love inelegant. I think that's great. So I've added that to the sheet.
Perfect.
Okay.
And you will have a negative reputation tag as well, since you also have 3, because you started out with 2 on your negative side. All right, we're going to resolve reputation conditions. Positive, Reyna. For the next foreseeable, for the rest of this cycle of play, I think, yeah, you're going to have some influence. I'll do this. In the rumor and scandal, you'll have the ability to spread or lock down two rumors. So you can either spread one extra one, or you can like shut down an extra rumor.
Start a rumor that the Baron is the one that spilled the actual bonbons.
And then Mateo.
Yeah.
Uncouth, inelegant. This one's gonna be spicy. It's gonna be a little bit
Spicy.
This one's gonna be rough. Your parents notice that you're not playing the game. You are here to play the game. So, if in the next ball you do not dance with a young lady, you do not make any effort to mesh in with society, this experiment is done. At least in your eyes. When you get home, yeah, you guys go home to like this lovely kind of mansion. You hear an earful from your mother being like, why didn't you dance with any girl? Like, why didn't you dance with any ladies? That was your whole chance. Instead, you talked to Cade Nomenson.
That barbarian from the river.
Who is he? Why? And so that is going to be weighing on you the next time you attend another social event. As we finish up, all our reputation tags are gotten, conditions are gotten. We're going to move on to our rumor and scandal portion.
To those who trade in secrets too delicate for daylight, it has long been my observation that rumors do not simply unravel. They fade, swell, or transform until even the most diligent listener scarcely recalls where truth first ended and invention began. And this week, dear reader, the air is thick with precisely such transformations. Let us begin with those whispers losing their footing. It would seem that a certain rumor will forever remain a mere speculation. That His Most Royal Highness, Prince Perseus Kaiwind of the Astrum Islands, had been enchanted with the mysterious Lady Indigo. An emergency departure has placed an abrupt end to any such talk. No less telling is the matter of Mr. Cade Nomenson, whose long-held grudge has drawn the modiste, Miss Emmeline de Quiroga, further into society's web. However, it would seem Lord Stonebrook has admitted defeat, and thus this too has become old news. Now, to those rumors gaining momentum. Mr. Nomenson and Miss de Quiroga appear to be no fleeting association. Their connection has taken on a decidedly enterprising tone, with murmurs of shared ventures spreading swiftly through the Thorne. One must wonder, is this business, or is it something more? And as for Lady Indigo, how curious that as her mystery diminishes, her presence grows. Increasingly, she is said to be none other than Miss Tabitha Lourdes. If true, one must commend the audacity and question the intent. But it is the newest rumors that promise the greatest amusement. Mr. Nomanson now finds himself in quiet rivalry with the Honorable Mateo Luna, as both turn their attention towards the enigmatic Lady Amalia Thorne. What was once idle chatter has, I'm told, been strengthened by none other than the ever-observant Viscountess Reyna Lourdes. Baron Alastair Rivers' supposed fondness for a commoner, something easily dismissed as a mere dalliance, now circulates with far greater confidence under her Grace's careful notice. And more delicately still, the murmur surrounding Crown Princess Imen's divorce has taken firmer root. The name of the Honorable Luna Dali, once spoken cautiously as a reason for their supposed separation, now lingers in the minds of the Thorne, thanks, it would seem, to the Viscountess's influence. One cannot help but admire such efficiency. To revive a whisper is one thing, to fortify it is quite another. As for the Honorable Mateo Luna, whispers persist that he is being pressed into seeking a match. A reluctant suitor is always the most fascinating kind. Take care which whispers you trust, dear reader, for in this society, it is not the loudest truths that shape our fate, but the softest suspicions, especially placed in the right hands.
The next few days, we're going to kind of skip around, but there are particularly two really interesting scenes that I want to explore. Reyna and Lune, you guys have a luncheon planned via letters. I think who is hosting, actually?
I think Luna is hosting. I stated that I made an infraction, therefore I'm hosting as apology.
That's perfect. I think it's perfect. Lune, you and your family have a really, really nice estate here in the Royal City. This is just basically your spring to summer home. So as you, what is it? Actually, what does your house look like? Everybody has had like a house before so far.
It is relatively modest for like a duke because my dad's not like super ostentatious. Like he has the rank probably. I feel like we became peerage and like we were known for like being kind of not uptight, but like, you know, very serious and very honorable. But every now and again, you get one wild one, and I'm apparently this generation's. I am terrible at building layouts. So, but basically there's like a little like yard area in like the back where you can like sit outside and have like lunch brought to you.
I think one of the fun things is that you are a mage who can manipulate fire. So I think your family has like a huge backyard where there's just like a huge fire pit, and everybody kind of just hangs around the fire pit. And like it's very traditional, even if it's like daytime, especially like towards the end of winter, it's like still a little nippy outside, a little.
Oh, so they have like sconces that go like outside. Yeah. So like, and usually one of them is lit, and like when Reyna arrives, I just like wave and like direct the fire into the fire pit to light it.
Exactly, perfect. Yeah. So Reyna, this person, like, there you go. There is you are invited to a duke's home to essentially have this luncheon, and they apologize to you. I guess to you guys as both as the two characters in the scene, we're probably not gonna act out the whole. I imagine there's like it's a long thing, but what do you think is the thing that bonds you guys together?
I'm really entertained at the idea of the two of them kind of not quite sparring, but trying to get information out of the other without giving up information themselves.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Not realizing that like this is actually not a problem. But because they don't have enough information, they are treating it like it's a problem.
It's the miscommunication trope on like 10.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely what happens. I think it does get to a point. I think I'll make a note of this in terms of just like things that Reyna would be keen on doing or saying. I think You definitely notice that at some point, obviously, the conversation will get to the princess, as it does. Reyna does mention the dance, but doesn't mention you sliding in there. Just like, just fails to just glosses over that part. It doesn't seem amused by it at all.
I will kind of like that right sort of reaction, and I was so excited to see my old friend that I maybe have forgotten my propriety in that moment. However, I want there to be no misunderstanding between us because of that.
Well, I will admit I was a little bit cross with you once that occurred, but if it is that the two of you are just friends, then I fear I can rescind that.
Oh, nope! I'm gonna take the opportunity to be messy. It was just like, oh yes, it was just like, you said you two are if you two are just friends, it's just like we're now friends.
Is that so? Your past with the princess, in fact, does not concern me. So I will not indulge on that. But it is good to know. Whatever your relationship was with her.
If you will indulge me in one last moment of impropriety, what are your intentions with my friend?
Tell the truth.
I was gonna say, leave it on a cliffhanger and make the audience work for it.
No, and I think you're right.
Reyna doesn't fucking answer.
I think we cut away and we moved to a different scene. And I think at this point, like, it's nighttime. You guys have been at that house for a while. You've talked for a while. Many snacks and many meals have been like presented to you. In a different part of the city is two guys who are very drunk already very drunk. And they are you guys are in the lower district, which is basically where all the regular people live. There is a lot of, especially I think there's one bar especially that, or like pub, that caters more to drinks from the wild homes and like more of that kind of style of like drink and ale, because there's regions that are like, there's like little boroughs dedicated to each region. So that's probably where like Kate is taking you.
It's like Kate is not dressed in his finery. He's dressed more like he would have grown up in clothes that you would find like on like a dock worker or something like that. He's in Wild Homes mode.
Yeah, I think Mateo is similarly dressed, right? Like not wearing anything that is reminiscent of his family. Very much in the mode that he's been dressed in for the past few years. Not fully worker-like, a little more arty bohemian, but like still like an open collar shirt at the top and things like that. But much more relaxed. Hat on, because Mom, you can't tell me what to do.
Mom's not here right now.
Not here. Doesn't have any illusion up right now, so does show a little bit more of that tiredness, and clear that he's just not sleeping like at all any night really, and he is pretty drunk, but had spent at least part of the night paying some attention in case anybody was around that could lead to an issue, at which point he was ready to put up the illusion magic so that no upstart, social climber decides to go back and rat on him to his parents, or somebody that his parents sent after him, because that's not impossible, right?
Yeah, it's very true.
But
I feel like
hasn't seen anybody so far. Doesn't mean they're not there, but hasn't seen.
I feel like the beginning of the night you would have showed up with like in a carriage under invite, and then we slipped out the back once the 100%. House staff started.
I don't know how far my magic goes, but if the flourish works, I think a little bit of the Home Alone of it all was done, right? where like Mateo would have left up an illusion of you and Mateo like chatting in a window, right? For as long as he can hold that until we leave. And then as he feels it fading, assuming it has to fade, he would have made it look like they were like walking into another room to buy us a little time.
Yeah. I think that works. I think as you guys are, again, so drunk, and the drinks keep coming, I think I feel like Kate has paid off this, whoever this bartender is. Just like, just keep it coming.
I've probably done this guy favors. He just doesn't even charge me at this point.
Bottle. We just have the bottle in front of us, 2 glasses. If it starts looking low, another bottle will come.
And Kate's like, this one is made from potatoes. This one is made from apples.
That's so interesting. I did not know you can make it out of apples, and I love potatoes, so it works really well for me. And grabs the one that was identified as being from potatoes and takes a twig directly from the bottle and puts it down and says, "You know, I really needed this. Thank you. Thank you.
I know where you're coming from. I do.
Yeah.
You are remarkably fortunate, even if you don't see it.
Because of Alejandrita?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I see it. Oh, she's everything. Do you still sleep on your side of the bed?
When I sleep in a bed at all.
Yeah, I'm not really sleeping, but I can't, even though now we're here in that house that I hate, still, it feels wrong to take up that space, right? I don't know. I want to sleep because I see her, right? Every night when I try, I see her. But then when I wake up, there's that moment where I don't remember that it happened. And I love and hate that moment. I don't want it to end. And when it does, I lose her all over again.
I wish I could tell you that gets easier.
I don't want it to. Thank you, but I don't want it to. I don't want to lose the last of her that I have. I don't want to. I don't want it to ever feel better. I worry, actually. So the night before this event, where we reconnected, I think I was just so tired that I couldn't help but let myself rest. And when I woke, I felt it. But I didn't know if I felt it a little less. We were in a different place. This terrible, sterile house my family calls a home. And Alejandrita and I are sharing a room. So her bed, woke up, I saw it there. You can't believe the fight I had to have to let her stay in my room, but she sleeps better when we're in the same room. Right? She's used to that. And maybe it was just because I saw her, maybe because Maria Alejandra and I had never stayed at my house, my family's house, together before we left. But it felt a little less, and that felt so much worse. I'm so scared of it fading.
It does fade to a certain degree, but it's unpredictable. It'll hit you full force at the strangest times.
Good.
I still hear her laughter in the wind sometimes.
I'm sorry, but I'm also glad that you have that you can remember. How long has it been? 20 years?
24.
You give me hope, friend. I hope that 24 years from now, I will remember her laugh. The thought of not remembering that laugh is hell to me. You know what's worse, actually? Alejandrita won't remember 24 years from now. She's too small. I don't know how to keep her mother for her when she's so small. It's hard to talk to her about it now, even though she's such a precocious kid. She understands far more than she should have to hold already. But as she gets older, I want to do right by her and by her mother and share as much as I can of Maria Alejandra with her. But how am I supposed to help her remember the indescribable joy her mother's laugh brought to both Alejandrita and I, even at the end? When she won't be able to remember, is it worse to tell her when she can't hear it like I can?
I'll tell you what Elias told me all those years ago when he pulled me up out of the gutter. You're never going to be able to pass on what she was to someone who didn't know, but you can encapsulate who they were by sharing stories, by telling the tale from your perspective. It's not much, but it's all we have.
Maria Alejandra would have loved that. I've never met anybody with such a talent for stories. She was, I mean, you met her, you know, right? She's transfixing. I mean, the power in her just looking at you. And then when she would speak, everything that she said was so smart and funny. She was so funny. I don't think I'd ever met anyone so funny. I think that's when I realized I was in trouble in the best way, right? I'll do my best. I'm not as funny as she is. I will do my best.
If you believe the write-ups of the various critics, she was by far the more skilled performer.
I fully agreed. I would have fought those critics if they hadn't said so. If they hadn't seen her talent, I'm whatever I am. I enjoy what I do, but I know that I don't bring to it what she had, and I never did, even before, resent that. She was a gift. To get to be around her, to get to learn from her, doing what she did was incredible. I never would be half of whatever it is I am if not for that. And as a man, as a person, less if I had been left to the life my family designed for me.
Yes, the aristocracy does cling to their bizarre rituals. I don't understand it, to be honest with you.
I think it's fear of death.
Limiting.
I think they want to control things that are uncontrollable. I think it gives them comfort in a lie. We are a family of illusionists, and we are, as a family, an illusion.
I think at that point, you guys have been talking. Things are shutting down. You go to Kate's house.
Yeah, you're spending it's a sleepover. I'm not sending him back to his parents' blotto.
Probably good because my inheritance would be gone.
Yeah.
And another thing, yeah.
I will say, as the drinking goes on, you'll notice Cade's accent start to slip more and more. And when you say that thing about the family of illusionists being disillusioned, he'll slip into his native accent, and he'll say, Yeah, we all wear our masks, don't we?
Good joke.
Oh, I love Cade. As you guys do end up home at some point in the early morning, and Mateo, you open the door, and Alejandrita is asleep, dead asleep, mouth open, drool, and she looks much like her mother in that little weird way. And you see the way that her hair falls, and you realize that she is going to look like a spitting image of her mother, and she might never know her ever, but you're going to tell stories about her, and she's going to know her in that way. And in that little realization is that maybe one day she'll look in the mirror and see that her mom's always there.
I wanted to have a little scene with Emma, if that's possible.
Yeah, sure, go
She's
ahead.
Kind of not like this is much more. This is solitary, which is kind of par for the course with Emma's story.
Mhm.
I think they make it back when they make it back to the Modiste shop. Clearly, Marianna is torn up about what's happened,
Mhm.
and I think that she, like in the few days that have passed, she has just left Marianna alone. She hasn't obligated her to manage the shop at all, and so what's ended up happening is she now has to fulfill all of these orders before the Withers Ball, and she has worked nonstop. And I think that the image that we see is the Modiste shop, the lights of the Modiste shop are still on, and Emma is sewing. And she has, at this point, she has sewn almost all of the orders, including Reyna's new green gown, and they are kind of displayed like for the clients that they're for. And as she's working on a suit, because the butler for the Nomenson household was kind enough to send measurements.
He measured me when I was passed out, didn't he, that bastard?
He's very good at his job.
Yes, and I think that based on what she knows of Cade, she's I'm seeing a navy blue velvet coat that she's put together. She hasn't quite finished it because it still needs to be fitted, so she needs to know if she needs to let things out or take things in. She was informed by the butler that he's a bit thick around the middle, so she's a little concerned.
Thicker than he used to be.
Yeah. But there's a whole outfit that's almost nearly ready for Cade, and behind her we actually see 3 more gowns built from the bolts of fabric she had pulled from her trunk for Marianna. And they're built to fit her, and I think that this is kind of Emma's way of encouraging her to keep going, even though it didn't work this time. And as she hasn't really said anything, to anybody. She's just been working, and I think in that moment, funnily enough, she remembers standing in line, and she remembers the accent switch that Cade had. That the way that the R's rolled and the way that he spoke was different. And as as this distracts her, she pricks her finger on the needle, and she goes, "Oh," and then goes back to sewing. And I think that's Emma's little pastiche.
Yeah, I think we'll zoom out of Emma in a window, just kind of working until the early morning, and we'll kind of end on that kind of large exterior shot of the moon watching over all of these things, the revelry, the joy, the sorrow, the rambunctiousness, all of it under the moon's gaze. So I think that's where we'll end our adventure tonight. Thank you so much for joining us for this game of Good Society and the story of the secret ways of love and magic. I couldn't have told this story without any of the incredible players at this table. Why don't you tell the audience where they can find you and what you'll be up to next? Ronan.
Me first. I'm Graphical Ronin. I do graphic design and illustration and things of that nature. You can find me here on Friday nights for the near future at Good Society, The Secret Ways of Love and Magic. Starting very soon here on the Pocket Dragon Pub, we'll be in an Orbital Blues campaign called The Fabric of the Universe. OMG Holly D game mastering. And later towards the end of March, I'll be starting an ongoing series on High Shelf Collective called Mun D&D. It's on Mondays, but we don't play D&D. We play just about everything else but D&D. But it's like volleyball rules. Four episodes, we switch, we rotate in the DM changes, but the cast stays the same.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think that's everything I actually have scheduled for sure. Everything's kind of up in the air. But that's me. You can find me most places on the internet. This is some version of Graphical Ronin. DJ.
Oh, I was like, all right. Hi, everyone. I'm DJ. Yeah, tonight I played Reyna Lourdes, and you can find me anywhere on the interwebs at Castle Rights, Instagram, all the good socials. But yeah, as for what's coming up for me, I will be obviously here every Friday for as long as time allows, and by that I mean as long as this game allows, playing Good Society. But you can also find me on Record of the Realms on Sunday nights, where I will resume my character Arden in the Darkness arc, and that'll be honestly the only thing happening for a while. I'll be taking a little bit of a break from guesting in games for a while until the summer. So yeah,
Take care of yourself.
Yes.
take care of yourself.
Self-care.
Danny.
Hey everybody, Danny R. Mendoza, all over the internet. You can find me using that. Other than being here, I believe at least one more time. I am going to be. I can always be found at Streaming Rainbow. I'm going to be on a bunch of different things. You can always find me on Streaming Rainbow. You're going to be able to see me starting up in a Power Rangers show. The Arclight Court is.
So cool.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm going to play an Orange Ranger. It's going to be a blast. There's a bit of spillover from the Apochromatic Unlimited Candela Obscura show that I'm running for Black History Month that is going to continue into March. So the Olympic of Genius. And you can just check out my socials and I'll post more stuff about me. And that's me. And I'm going to kick it to Neon.
I am Neon Saline. That is neon like light, saline like the drip, and I was playing Lune Dali tonight. I am still doing a lot of stuff. I'm so glad you guys invited me to be here. On Sunday, alternating Sunday evenings, I'm going to be over on a friend of mine's channel called Magic the Dungeoning, playing D&D. It's a Magic the Gathering inspired D&D campaign. That's at 8:30 p.m. on Sunday nights. I think the next one is, February 22nd. So just count from there. Otherwise, I announce all of my streams and what I'm doing if it's on a personal stream of mine or any of the appearances that people keep asking me to do. You can find me at neonsaline.com on Blue Sky. So that's where all of the important information is going to be. And I'm Neon Saline everywhere else.
Yay!
Yay!
And I'm going to popcorn it over to Vixie.
It's me. Hey, everybody. My name is Vixie Bell, and I've been your friendly neighborhood player here at the Pocket Dragon Pub tonight. Thank you very much for having me. It's been super fun playing Emma and her super independentness, unaware of the impression she's made on other people. But yeah, and you can find me here at the Pocket Dragon Pub, where I sometimes run, play, and produce games. You can find me here on Fridays at 8 p.m. for The Secret Ways of Love and Magic. And as well, I won't be here for this, but I know it's my job to announce all the stuff the Pocket Dragon Pub has coming up. So be sure to watch The Fabric of the Universe with Game Master OMG Holly D. She'll be returning to the table to run this Orbital Blues adventure. And just to give you a little snippet of what it's about, Among rusted ships and forgotten worlds, this space western will follow drifters, settlers, and outlaws who must find the truth in a universe where the only constant is love. And the other thing that the Pocket Dragon Pub is doing is we are coordinating a Power Word Unity event. This time it's going to be at PAX East. The Pocket Dragon Pub and Roll Latine will be bringing this event to the convention. The event celebrates BIPOC excellence in gaming and creates a place where BIPOC content creators can network, share ideas, and create a space that reflects the diversity and creativity within our community. And last but not least, coming up at the pub in March, we have Fem GM Month. This is the Pocket Dragon Pub will be spotlighting Fem GMs in March for Women's History Month, along with the Secret Ways of Love and Magic and the Fabric of the Universe, which were both done at last year's Fem GM Month. The Pocket Dragon Pub will welcome guest Fem GMs from all over the internet. For more information, be sure to check out the Pocket Dragon Pub's social media. You can find us over at Pocket Dragon Pub, and you can find me specifically at Vixie Bell. That's everything. Back to you, Tadana.
Yes, and hello. As for me, I've been Tadhana Joy, and you can find me at Tadhana Joy, how it's spelled. I will have things maybe coming up. If it is there, you can find it on my socials. That's all I know for now. Thank you for watching, everyone. See you soon. Have a great night.
Bye.